Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Divine Healing Poetry on this beautiful Sunday evening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feeling. This is a safe space that we are creating just for us. Also, head on over to ourequalspoetry.com and take a look at the lovely things that I have been working so hard on. Put love, good intentions into. Go ahead and check that out. So, there was something that had came to me. I was speaking with one of my friends, and she's in a very unhealthy relationship. He is a narcissist, and her relationship is eerily similar to what my relationship was with my kid's dad. And I share with her my experience, my similar situations, and she would always say like, "Oh, I know you probably think I'm stupid. I know everybody probably thinks I'm stupid for staying, but I love him, and I just see the good in him, and just hoping for things to get better." And sometimes we never know, or it's not that we know that we don't know. It's some people don't understand how people can stay with an abusive person for so long. Why is it so hard to leave? Why did you stay? You could have simply left. People always say, you could just leave. It's not that easy when you have been brainwashed and when you are being mentally abused, and this person has tore you down to nothing, to where you are not strong enough within yourself to get up and leave. Like, it's not so easy. And then don't throw kids into the mix. And then don't also be getting financially abused, because it's like, okay, you have these kids, you have no money, you have no means to support yourself. Where are you going to go? Who are you going to turn to? And just speaking for myself, like, my mom wasn't there. I didn't have my mom. I didn't have any parents. There was no family that I could turn to take us in for me to leave, And even for those that do have family, do have a support system, you leave, but then you always go back, because they have this hold on you, and mentally they have you. Mental abuse is unlike anything else, because they have your brain so warped in believing that, yeah, they treat you like shit. Yes, they say all these hurtful things to you, but they love you, and they're going to do better. They're going to get better. They're not going to treat you this way anymore. They're going to do these nice things for you to make you feel better. Just putting a Band-Aid over the wound just for them to rip it off later and make the wound deeper, And so for someone in an abusive relationship, you can't just leave. You can't. It's not that easy. And I know so many people wondered why it took me so long to leave. And should I question myself too? Like, dang, why did it take me so long to leave? But that's because I see me now. I see how strong I am. I love myself like I never have before. I see my value. So versus back then, being in that relationship to now, I wasn't strong within myself. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't care about myself. And I really thought that he would get better, because we would have moments and things would be good. But those bad moments, those abusive moments, outweighed all of the good moments. And that mental abuse that he displayed upon my brain daily it had my way of thinking so warped and just so defeated. And it was just, I couldn't even see how to leave, until after my mom passed and then having those seizures and then still just being treated like shit. Like I couldn't take it anymore. My kids were getting older. And finally it was just like, I really started to pray. And I really started to just ask God, close the doors that need to be closed. Open the ones that need to be open. Like that, I used to pray just that right there. And just beg God to close whatever needs to be closed and open whatever needs to be opened. And he did. After praying that for a short time, like it was not that long, like things started to happen. Like I really just like let go and let God take the wheel. Because I couldn't do it anymore. Like I honestly could not do it anymore. Like I was done. There was no love there. There was no attraction for years. Like the attraction had gone. The love was gone. It was just purely functioning, surviving, waiting for the moment that I would leave and never come back. And it just happened. Like it was almost just like overnight, like things just started to fall into place and I left. And it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life, was to leave my abuser. I had no money. I probably had, I don't know, I had no money. I had none. He would financially abuse me, make sure I spent it all to where I was broke, and he felt good about that. I had food stamps, that was it, and a couple suitcases and a few bags, and I left. But it wasn't easy getting to that point to finally be able to leave. Like it was not easy getting to that point physically, mentally. It was not easy getting to that point. But I'm thankful that I did. And I wouldn't change leaving for anything. I would never want to be in that situation ever again. And so for those that are still in it, I know your struggle. I completely 100% understand. And that's what I would always tell my friend, like, I understand. And sometimes love is blind. We lie to ourselves. We see what we want to see, and we're hoping for the best, when that best that we're hoping for is never going to happen, because that's not who that person is. Just because you can see it doesn't mean that that person knows that they are good, And so it's harder to do than it is to just tell somebody to leave. So I never tell people like, oh, you need to leave, you need to do this. It's like you have to do what's best for you. And if you feel that staying in that situation is what's best for you, then stay. We can only love and support people when they're in abusive relationships until they are ready to leave. I feel that there always comes a point in any abusive relationship, any toxic relationship, where the abused has just had enough. Or there's a situation where it's life-altering and they're never going to go back because they've almost died. There's always that moment when the light goes off to where it's like, okay, I can't, I'm done. Enough is enough. And that moment also too comes with beginning to be hopeful inside within yourself. I started to feel like there was hope for me. I started to feel that I could have a happy life, that I could be happy, that I could really love myself and find someone that would love me, and I can have friends and just enjoy my life. Like, I started to envision such a good, happy life for myself, and I started to have hope. And so I know for me, that's when the shift also to began, because I started to have hope for myself and for my life. And that moment will come. Everybody's journey is different. So if you have someone, know someone who's in an abusive relationship, don't get mad at them for staying. Don't get mad at them for disappearing and being with that person, because they're being abused and you don't know their mental state. So just always give love, always support them. Just always try to be there for them when they need a friend, because I could say for me, I needed a friend, like I needed someone outside of him to just love me and have support for me. And that's all you can do when somebody's in an abusive relationship, Like I said, it's easier said than done. So you may be preaching to the choir, telling them to leave, and they're not. They're not. So don't tell them that. Even like I tell my friend, the day will come where you're ready to leave. The day will come. I promise you, it will come. You will not stay in that forever. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't fault yourself. Don't think you're stupid. Don't think. Try not to think negatively about yourself, because it's okay. We all mess up. We all find ourselves in unhealthy situations and unhealthy relationships. And until we can find that hope, that love within ourselves, it's hard to leave. It really is hard to leave, because they really have a mental hold on you. And sometimes you're scared to leave. Sometimes, especially for those that are physically abused, you're scared to leave. You feel like as soon as I leave, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill the children. Like, he's going to kill me, And that is true in a lot of situations. As soon as women leave, next thing you know, they're not here anymore. And so it's a very scary situation. It's, we can only do our best, And so just love yourself. Pray, meditate. You're going to find that strength within you to get up and leave one day, and it is all going to be okay. You are amazing. You will be able to make it on your own, despite what they tell you. You will have a loving, happy, successful life. You will. Try and step out of that fear. Step out of those thoughts that they've implanted to you. Reverse that negative damage that they've programmed into your mind. It's a process. Stick with it. I still have my moments where I hear that negative part of my brain, and I catch myself. I'm like, you gotta shut up. Like, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that. So just remember to love yourself. Everything is all going to be okay. And pray about it, meditate it, ask God to show you the way, begin removing and inviting, and things will begin to happen for you. So don't give up on yourself. Never stop loving yourself. I love you guys. And share in the comments. Share your story. Please share in the comments below your journey, your experience, that moment when hope hit you and you left. Share your healing so that we can aim to help others heal. Because it's each one teach one. You never know who you're helping. You never know the vibes, the good vibes that you're pouring in to not just yourself, but pouring out into others. You never know who that's watering. So share the experience. Love you guys. And yes, I'm back. Have a good night. See you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Divine Healing Poetry.